Yeah.
I was gonna say, did he ever ask you about those 4 messages a week you used to send him?
No, he doesn't even remember. Like, it doesn't register to him. Like, he's like, oh, they're probably still unopened. You know, like those emails. Like, that's what he told me whenever I ask him. Same with, like, we had Jay Richards on our, like, pod too, and he was saying, it's like, yeah, we were not checking those emails, bro.
Damn.
It's just there for there.
Yeah. Nah, we're definitely trying to get those guys on the podcast. So for y'all entertainment guys, because those are, like, Toronto, like, Hall of Famers.
I mean, it's one thing for you and 3 of your homies to link up and be in the same room for 3 hours at a time. Like, you know, podcasting, the event planning, you know, you gotta manage people's time and everything. It's a lot.
And I feel like, one of the biggest things, especially with our generation, is that, like, trying not to get canceled.
Are you really concerned about it?
Not really.
I'll be real. I'm concerned because I'm like doing like community work and sponsorship
Okay,
work.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my thing is like, all it takes is this one clip and it's gonna be sent.
I
get phone
feel
calls.
you.
I get phone calls about it.
I also, being a person that works in the community and like having to uphold like that kind of standard, I understand. But you're worried about getting canceled for real?
Not at all.
Not at all. All right.
But see, that puts me in a
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, damn, you're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes he's like, yo, we might have to cut that out. I'm like, fuck it.
All right.
Or I'm staring, be like, yo.
I'm not flexing either. There's definitely times, like especially on my show, where we say things where I'm like, "Ooh, we are getting close to the sun, boy." You know, or "Ooh, I wanna at least interview this person one day or something," you know. And it's just like, oh, well, there goes that interview.
You don't
So,
want to piss off anybody too soon, and then it's like, like you already messed up that relationship and stuff.
or if it's someone you really like, which is like when doing music and like critiquing music can be whatever. Because what if an artist you like puts out some trash, and then you got to tell that you got to be real, you got to say it's trash,
Yo,
but then.
remember that one situation with Clyde now when he's like, yo, Glorilla dropped like a song and he was actually mad at him, but Clyde actually loves Glorilla. It's just, he's
And
honest.
do you remember that song? There was like a dance with it or something too. It was a trash song. That song solidified to me. I was like, Glorilla's done.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of a one and done. Like, you know, we got some F and F or whatever, and then like that's it. And then, man, what a glow up, right?
Yeah.
Name of Fibonacci.
It's your boy Sima, your boy Delux, your boy Ronto, and we have a special guest in the building. Tell the people your name.
My name is Clyde Smith. I am one of the co-hosts and producer of the Relentless Diaries podcast, Wednesday mornings every week. You know, you heard. What's poppin'?
Man.
We did a podcast out by State Comedy Network, and let's get into it. Tell everybody about yourself, like.
My name's Clyde, podcaster, creator, host, producer, all of the above. I feel like, you know, things kind of start the way they do a lot for most young black boys in the city. You want to be in the NBA or be a rapper or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think the quicker you figure out that that's not working out for you, the better, you know? So I feel like that was just always stuff I was interested in. I was always like a rap nerd, a basketball nerd growing up and everything. So when I was like, I'm not going to be one of them doing it, I want to be doing something adjacent to it, media. Went to school for media, you know, learned how to podcast and do audio and edit video and stuff like that. And, you know, I started a variety of podcasts. I think right now I produce and co-host 5 different podcasts.
Damn.
And just all that, like being somebody in front of the camera. I worked for a YouTube channel before they were famous where I was like, you know, in front of the camera, reading scripts every day and interviewing people over Zoom. And, you know, that was a whole experience. And now, like, you know, one of my main like kind of creative focus is the Relentless Diaries. I am one of the co-hosts on there with Zoe Smith, Tresor, Mucho, my guy Trey, who's also a producer. He's like on mic as well. And just that is something that just has like a life of its own, you know?
Your social battery must be insane.
I think it's really bad, but like thinking about like when I list it all out like that and like thinking about it, I make it work. Yeah. That's what it. Yeah, podcasting's very much social battery. Yeah, you need to have big social battery. Yeah.
I was gonna say, that sounds very ambitious of you. Do you feel like ambition gets in the way of like your personal life?
Absolutely. I think it absolutely. Yeah, podcasting ruined my life, bro.
Oh.
Damn.
No, it didn't ruin my life, but like. And you know what? You're going to hear this all throughout the interview. Like, my way of thinking, discipline and everything has always been sports, like the way. And so I kind of, think about it the way that an athlete almost does. It's like, yo, if you want to be nice, you got to be disciplined. You got to be working at it. Go pull up that LeBron interview talking about like, yo, Savannah is going to be sad a lot of the time. They don't have the dad in the house a lot of the time. So there's definitely been a lot of times in my personal life, whether it's relationships, friendships, or family dynamics have succumbed to it, which I'm working on. So work in process, because I think you can do both. You don't have to just be that and everything else has to suffer. But yeah, I'm definitely navigating it at the moment.
How is hosting and producing podcasts like? What did it teach you about yourself?
Hosting and producing, which is something like when I record every Tuesday with Relentless Diaries, is something I'm doing. So I'm like messing with the audio. I'm making sure angles are cool too. But then I'm also making sure I can give my undivided attention. Well, it literally can't be undivided attention if I'm doing all that, but trying to be locked in as much as possible. Like even now, I try to not even have like a laptop in front of me, which is difficult because then I'm not monitoring as much. And you know what it teaches me. And like, you ever heard the phrase, jack of all trades,
master of none.
And
second part to that quote.
Master of none. And sometimes it makes me feel like that, bro. Like it feels like, man, I am like good at like everything, but I am not like exceptional at anything in particular. Like, you know what I mean? Because there are days where I come in and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna set up this audio. Y'all motherfuckers, can I swear?
Yeah, you good.
Y'all motherfuckers better have some good shit to talk about. I am tired.
Yeah.
My mental health is like, my social battery's on whatever. So it's like, it's very much like a team thing, So if that's what I'm bringing to the table and I'm lacking a little bit in my energy or something, like I can count on my co-hosts. They're going to be able to, bring it as far as like an episode goes that way.
It's like relay. It's like you're passing baton to somebody else to carry that torch to make sure the team gets to that goal. So it's definitely dope. And like,
very much so.
Trust me, like talking, like even for me, like I always say that like I'm more of like an introvert. So like situations like this, and even being on a podcast, people are like, yo, like I never knew this was something you would like to do. But like, it's just, it does take a lot of social energy to do it, and like, talking and socializing and stuff. But like, I think you kind of get used to it after a while.
You get used to it, but like, especially at least in my role, like what we're doing there, I'd say that like Zoe, who like, if you've seen our podcast and you're familiar with Zoe, she's like a big personality, right? And then Tresor, who's like almost like a celebrity in his own right as a creator, like it's like 1A, 1B, and then Mucho, who's just crazy,
he's unpredictable.
He's unpredictable, right? But then like he's kind of like the B, and then like I'm like the C mic, right? So there's a bit of ego that you need to be able to vet. You gotta like, and I'm gonna do this all episode. I'm gonna try not to do it too much, but it's like, you got your franchise player, right? Like you got your person who scores 30, they take 20 shots a game. Like you got someone who needs to set screens and dive for loose balls and get rebounds and stuff like that. Do the things that aren't so sexy and fun, but do it like what you guys are all doing right here, right? You have a team of people. You have people that are behind the camera and everything that are making sure. So like, I think for something to be successful, you have to have that ego in check, because a lot of people want to be, director, producer, writer, star player, every
all in
single
one
thing. And it's like, nah, like if you want a good product, like, nah, you got to work with people and you got to be able to meet people in the middle and
play your role.
Play your fucking role and admit what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah.
Facts.
We went through a stage of that. It was a wild ride. But so whose idea was it to start Relentless Diaries?
So whose idea? It was Zoe's idea. She wanted to start a podcast, but like, I used to work at a restaurant, right? And like, this is how I met her. She just came in with her friends or whatever. And I think her friends were in like a really deep debate about whether I was black or not. So they pulled me over to the table. And this was like a restaurant that was on King Street. So I had a lot of allegations for being really anti-black.
Okay.
So I remember them pulling me.
Just from working there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then they pulled me over and they're like, so you're black, right? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, so you work at this anti-black place?
That's
and I'm like, well, y'all spending money in this.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
So we have this funny little interaction. That's how I meet Zoe. I meet a few of her friends or whatever, and we follow each other on social media. And like, Zoe's presence, like I said, she's a big personality, and she just is that way in every essence of her life. So on social media, she's a big personality. I remember following her Twitter and being like, yo, this girl says some crazy things, but like sometimes, a lot of times I disagree, but like I hate like that person that likes living in an echo chamber. So it's like, not that I disagreed with everything she said, but I was like, oh, this is like good, engaging kind of
Good
content,
banter.
you know? This is somebody who should start a podcast. And then, you know, a little bit, you know, fast forward, she is tweeting about that. Yo, I should start a YouTube. I should start a podcast. And I was like, yeah, you really should do that. And like, I think it was 2020 when the George Floyd stuff happened. And she recorded like a video for Instagram story, like talking for like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, you could talk. And I'm just sitting there with Serb checks, ordering, you know, recording equipment and stuff like that in my room and everything. I'm like, you know, won't you? I'll handle the production and everything. I'll do all the technical stuff. Let's start a podcast because I think you should have one. And I think it would be really good if you did one. So I was like, yeah, I moved some stuff around in my bedroom. Set it up, and she recorded her first episode, and from there she hit the ground running, talking crazy and making her funny stories and everything like that. And it was her idea. She wanted to call it the Relentless Diaries. There's some bio about it online, from the mind of a young relentless woman, and you know all that, right? But was also bred out of that, like, you know, George Floyd sort of era, summer 2020. And it's 5 years later.
Man.
And you said it came from like humble beginnings. You said it shot in like your house or something like that?
Yeah, it was in my bedroom. We were sweating. It was ridiculous. Like, we're putting buckets of ice next to fans, trying to cool people off. Like, and this is like, I remember our 8th episode or something. We had like Marlon come through, and it was just like, geez, like, Marlon's in like my sweaty ass bedroom while we're trying to film like a podcast, smoking it up, getting me noise complaints and stuff from my neighbors and stuff. So yeah, humble beginnings, but then, you know, you move on, studios and all that, more equipment. It's
Yeah. Well, so we talked about this off camera, but I did want to bring it back up. So how I even like first even seen you was when you were a part of before they were famous. Tell us again, how was that experience?
How was that experience? It was a crazy experience. Yeah. It's an experience that I don't know if I'd say like I regret or anything like that, but it was a character building one. Yeah. It was a substance acquiring, you know, so it gives you substance, like, you know, to your character and everything. But like, I don't know, I was just kind of brought on mid-pandemic as an editor for the Before Their Famous YouTube channel, which does celebrity biographies and everything like that. If you go look it up, I remember like, what is it, like 2017, 2016, that golden era of YouTube? I feel like it was really popular,
that was
right?
a good era. That was actually when I started my content creating journey. And then, like, YouTube was just so fun. You didn't have to do much to get monetized and all that stuff. Now it's just like, it's like the Wild Wild West. Like, everything's so cutthroat.
Well, like, you could make a bag, right? Like, you could make a 5 things they didn't know about Mia Khalifa video, and it gets 1 million views. And like, even the CPM and the payout that you get on 1 million views on YouTube back then, as opposed to now, like, if you were hitting that algorithm, you were running it up. You were had an organization, right? But I was working as an editor, and they threw me in front of the camera, and they were like, ooh, he can be in front of the camera too. So, and this is where that jack of all trades, master of none shit kind of comes in, right? Where it's like, it's not like I'm the greatest host of all time, so it's like, oh, only have him doing that. But it's like, oh, he could do this, he could edit, he could write, he could do the back end on YouTube. So I was doing a lot of that, and
you're like Scottie Pippen, bro.
Kinda, yeah, like a little bit, like a Draymond Green, the less sexy role, right? You're not Mike, you're not the star player, but I won a championship.
Yeah,
so.
facilitator for sure.
Your team needs that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we all need that in a player.
Yeah, so Marlon was the main host there, so he was the guy. He was Michael Jordan there, right? And I think that was like an eye-opening experience, like just learning from him, seeing like how to be professional with it, also seeing how to like not put up with certain bullshit, you know? Like I think I learned certain things from that, podcasting, speaking on mic and everything from him. And then just like, I don't know, it's like just like imagine you're like a rookie Scottie Pippen coming in into practice every day, just getting your ass whooped by like Michael Jordan, and then like and then you figure out how to whoop his ass a couple times in practice and stuff. Which is not I'm just saying like potting, and you know, like Marlon's a hell of an arguer, you know, and I feel like
trust me.
you guys figured it out, right?
We had him on here. Yeah, he was definitely Arguing.
So I'll always, and then like I'll not say too much about it, but like Marlon's like a pioneer almost as far as Toronto content creation.
Oh,
just
for sure,
Toronto
for sure.
content, period, and then podcasting, right? Like with Extra Gravy, like he's been doing this almost 10 years, right? So
Yeah.
like he's laid a lot of foundation and blueprint for a lot of the shit that people be doing in the city. So I'll always give him his flowers for that. But it was a wild experience because neither of us are there anymore or have much of a stake in that place. I don't know if I know anybody that does have a stake in that place, you know? Even the editors and the producers and stuff, you know, a lot of them work for me now. Like they're helping me.
Full circle
Yeah,
moment,
yeah.
though,
You know what I mean? Like I got fired from that place or whatever. Like in a crazy kind of fashion similar to Marlon, and now a lot of those people that also had something similar happen to them work with me in some capacity, whether it's you know freelance or helping out with Relentless or something, and they're getting paid doing so as well. So like I look at that as like a good full circle for me, you know? Like I
feel like if you have to go through that fuckery, like to develop proper work ethic or just, you know, like learn yourself in a better capacity. Like, yeah, like it bears a lot of fruit going through some tough times, man.
For sure.
it is worth it. Yeah. Builds character, substance, puts hair on your chest.
Bass in your voice.
Man. So we spoke about like working with certain companies and stuff. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Working with certain companies.
Yeah. We don't want to say no names.
Sponsors, for podcasts and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like an interesting space, like in time to be working, you know. Whereas like to be working like doing this media stuff, social media and everything, because like I've been seeing stats like it's the beginning of January right now, so there's been a lot of end of the year stats about how like untraditional media is like being viewed and has a lot more engagement and everything than like legacy media or traditional media, like a CBC in Canada, you know, doesn't almost have like the same type of traction that a popular podcast or YouTube channel has, you know? So like, I think that's being acknowledged. But then on the back end, when you're doing your emails and your Zoom meetings and you're meeting with the companies and everything like that, it can, your value, I don't know if it's being fully realized and translated in those meetings and those conversations and everything, which can be unfortunate because it's like, this is where the world's going, bro. Like we just watched an election get won off of podcast appearances.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like podcasting is like where it's going. It's like more your favorite podcaster has way more motion and influence over people than the 7 o'clock news anchor, you know.
Facts.
If a certain podcaster says go put horse dewormer to treat COVID-19, there's a spike in that in the hospitals, right?
Yeah, facts.
So it's like companies, right? And so doing sponsors and like working with like to get your value out of what you'd be providing and everything can be
Difficult.
It could also be fruitful though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's company and like a lot of companies are hurting too, right? So they don't
everything's tough for everybody.
Everyone's
right
got
now.
a budget and everything, but like I think it is really cool working with some companies too. Like one of the companies I could name, like, you know, Wingstop. We worked with Wingstop.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it was kind of cool how we were able to kind of develop like a creative segment that worked for us and them.
You know, they've been doing a lot of big things in the city right now. I've seen them do a lot of like collaborations.
They got a Wingstop in Rexdale now.
Yeah.
Wingstop's coming for Canada.
Yeah.
They're very much so.
Even the UK too, like they've been doing a lot of collabs with different like content creators over there too. So they've been like diversifying their like.
I feel like they're doing it the right way. They're going from like the ground up. Like they're hitting everyone from like small businesses to like content creators and like on Instagram. They know where the audience is at.
Yeah.
Like when we speak about where things are going, like that's a company that I think is cool to work with because they understand that.
Yeah.
They
For
know
sure.
that
They
this
know
is
culture.
where very much so to an extent. And then just also like, you know, there's labels and stuff, you know, like where all the artists are, and I think they're in a very tough spot too, because like a lot of these artists feel like they need to become influencers or they need to become podcasters.
Yeah, the streamers and all that.
I seen them on the streams and they said, oh, if you see them on it, they're kind of lame now because they kind of like are going downward.
Yeah, I mean, like, it kind of gives
There's no other way around it, to be honest.
They used to be cool. You're like, oh shit. Like now it's like
now the streamers are the cool ones. They're the ones getting the money and everything, right? So like, I say this too about like the labels because like unless we're gonna do away with them, which it doesn't seem like that's exactly happening, we're always gonna seem to have these core ones. Like we need to kind of, and especially for being Canadians and having this scene, like the infrastructure, we need a better setup, you know? So I just feel like the labels can be working with podcasts and everything. Like, you know, we already have this little community, right, of podcasters and stuff. So I just feel like there's ways that this could be utilized so much better because we have people's attention and this is the culture, like you said. And I don't know, it's one of the best representations of it. So I feel like there could be more unison when it comes to these companies.
I
think it's just a matter of time, to be honest, until we actually get to a good place where like these brands, these companies start to look at us as more of like a asset opposed to a liability, or just somebody that's just reaching out because they have somewhat of a platform, right? But I did want to ask you a question. So as a podcaster, and you know, like you mentioned, everybody's doing wrap-ups and stuff. What would you say, like, we just talked about this on our last episode, but who are your like 3 top favorite guests of the last year? So like 2025.
3 guests that I had on my podcast in the last year?
Yeah, that was your favorite.
Good question. My 3 favorite guests. I was watching you. I was listening to your, like, on the way here. I was like watching you guys talk about it too, and I was like, that's always like a good wrap up question.
Yeah. It's hard to choose one, so I have to say 3.
I almost wish I like knew this in advance so I could really think, but I'll go off top and I'll just kind of think of like which ones were most impactful. But I'd say off top Hassan Phils. We had Hassan Phils on.
Yo, he's funny.
Bro, dude is funny, and like we just reposted one of his clips too. That's like performing just as well as it did when it came out, and it's like that's a true testament. Someone's funny, you know. You know, like just repurposing the clip. It is funny, and he's just like, we sat there with like for like 3 hours with him, bro, and he was just hilarious.
Even his performance on Office Movers was just hilarious.
It's very much him. Like his name is Hassan on the show, right? He also brought us out to his show too. Like we saw him. He did like a big show at one of the theaters downtown. But Hassan was definitely one of the better guests. I'm trying to think who else was like a fire guest. You know who was a really good guest? Who I really enjoyed the conversation? We had Norm on, who was formerly on Extra Gravy. Yeah. Norm was cool because like I felt like I learned shit when I talked to Norm. Like he taught me about like being able. Like, I don't know if y'all are like chefs and everything like that, but like he was like giving proper sear tips on like everything. It was
steak and stuff.
All that. But like I also like the mental health conversation that he got into too, because he was just talking about like his family and just Norm's like an older dude too, so I feel like. And that sounds like disrespect. You say it like that. He's older than me,
what
right?
it is at the end of the day.
He's older than me, right? So I feel like there's perspectives and there's like a sense of, this sounds even crazier saying. There's a sense of wisdom he's able to offer. So I appreciate being able to have people on that are like, just have lived life more than me and do this media thing. So it's like, hearing his perspective on things was really cool. Who else? Having Jay Richards on was really cool because I was just full circle, 4 emails a day to finally have him, But I will say my third spot, I'll probably say Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
Why Friday?
Because Friday, it was...
Tim Duncan?
Is what top 5 called him?
Yeah.
I like him because he's very much another person that's laid groundwork and foundation in the scene, this Toronto creation scene.
Yeah, he's a pioneer.
Podcasting in particular, and like he kind of... We were having a little back and forth, Relentless and We Love Hip Hop before he came on our show, where, I don't know, we took one of his tweets, we were talking about it, and then his co-hosts were kind of talking about us, and it was a back and forth, it was a pod war or whatever they called it.
Yeah, we need to run one of those, bro. We need to run a pod war, bro. Yo, who's our target?
Get your streams and downloads up, run a pod war. Yeah, go diss another podcast if you want to. It's like rap. Yeah, exactly. It's
that's
very,
funny as fuck.
But it's not like rap. It's very WWE.
Wrestling.
Like wrestling, male soap operas or whatever. So it was eventually to just have him come on because it was a long time in the making. We've been doing this for a minute. He's been doing it for a minute. So to finally kind of have him on and be like, this is. And like he's someone who does this. He's like a one-man operating crew, like editing, the hosting, the videography. So like I have a lot of respect for Friday. Was also working with Friday at the Before They Were Famous YouTube channel too.
Oh really?
So like he was in and out of there and saw all that mess and craziness, all the party in there and stuff. Not Friday. By the way. Anyways, I won't say too much about what was going on there.
Yo, it's crazy his connection to the States too, because you know he speaks to like academics and stuff, and like you know Drake's be tweeting him and stuff. So it's like he's definitely doing a lot of big things in the city, even outside of that, like just having a voice in the city to know like upcoming artists and who's gonna pop and stuff. So yeah, no, shout out to Friday.
Yeah,
so
let's get it.
We have this segment called Pandora's Box, the mystery box.
Goddamn.
So last time I got cussed
Y'all seen
for
Seven?
Huh? Oh yeah. That's a good movie. Still.
What's in the box? It's in the box.
So
that's my first reference.
So I got cussed the last time for doing this when I passed the box to Marlon.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So I'm gonna
You
give
gotta
you
let
the
the
box
guests-
and make you answer the question.
You gotta
We
let
have
the
this
guests
weird-
choose their question.
Why did Marley cuss you?
No,
No,
not
no,
Marlon.
no.
It was him. This week.
Let the guests choose their question. You know, you don't want to hand them off. You know,
But we have one of these things where like a question that we've already talked about gets picked. It's just weird. Like,
I got you.
you'll see.
I got you.
You gotta let the
I
guests.
feel like ever since you've been seeing that, it hasn't been happening. Kind of jinxed it.
We'll see. Let's see.
All right, but how do you think streaming services have changed the music industry
I
both
told you.
for artists and consumers? Is this one y'all already done?
Nah,
No.
nah,
You
nah,
kind of
nah.
Yeah, I know.
briefly talked
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Try that.
Let's see. Should we do another one? Or
Yeah, we'll do another one. Just leave it there.
Like, how do you feel about the way influencers shape public opinion? Is this a force for good or something more manipulative?
Damn,
Should we,
that's a good
like,
question.
Yeah, no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Okay. Influencers in particular, right? I don't know. And this kind of, we did sort of, like, the way I was speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like,
All
on
right.
the
You want to ask another question? Yeah. Pick another question.
Pick another one?
Yeah.
all right, this is a bit more. Do you think social media has changed the way that we approach dating and relationships? If so, is it for the better or for worse?
Okay.
All right, this is more
Keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Okay.
Has it improved? Is that what it said? Has it made it better or worse? I'm gonna have to, for relationships, I think that it sways a little bit more to worse. I don't think social media is improving or helping people or strengthening relationships as much as it is deteriorating them or helping them. Like not negativity. We can speak more about this. I want to know everyone's position though before we like.
I want to hear his
discuss this.
position.
Yeah.
My position? I don't even know why I'm in the hot seat right now.
Go ahead.
Social media
I wanna hear this.
relationships for better or for worse?
Hey, listen, I'm an old-fashioned type of guy. Like, I'd rather meet the love of my life in real life. You know?
At the club,
He says I go to the grocery store.
Yeah, you
Meet
know?
wifey in aisle 7 by the cereal.
Maybe even at church, you know.
Yo, I heard church don't be the place anymore now.
It used to be.
It's not
Yo,
the place.
honestly.
What do you mean you heard church isn't the place anymore?
I'm not
Like
okay,
it's
I-
lacking? Like that was in the group chat? Like,
Imagine in the group chat.
you're like, yo, bro,
Nobody came to church today.
There's no more things at the church, man. We gotta go to funerals now, bro.
Oh my god.
Yo, I heard you're grieving. Yo, I missed him too.
This is how wedding crasher started, bro.
Bro, nobody's getting married anymore, so weddings are not even really the
No,
thing.
they are though. I don't know.
I mean, you know what? It depends on who you know, because I haven't been in a wedding in a hot minute.
Okay, I haven't been invited to a wedding, but I know that they're getting married.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But back to my stance. Honestly, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I'd rather meet my person
In person.
Yeah, in person, right? Opposed to social media.
But after you meet them, you're in the relationship. Do you feel like social media affects your relationship in a better or worse way?
it depends on the person too, because it's like I find that like I gravitate more towards women that aren't really like super into social media. So like I find that it doesn't affect our relationship as
28
much.
followers. 3 pics.
Not even you got those low key ones. But so I feel like the ones
No
that
highlights.
Or too much highlights.
yo, you know those girls that have the highlights in like Dubai.
They
or,
have like an atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
All the
just like,
places
yo,
you're
who's
not
funding all
taking
these
me.
trips? Because I know they ain't paying
I'm
for all that.
not fucking with it.
I'm
I
no
can't.
longer in a place where like I get mad or judge that. Like that's just like, all right, if you're taking yourself there by yourself.
Brother,
You're
you must
Unless-
be making money.
No.
That's
The
what it
only
sounds like.
way I'm letting that slide if they have like they come from a family that does that on a regular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, nah.
So
I'm
off
not-
like
I'm
rip,
not
like
feeling
just
it.
first impression, you see that. What are you thinking?
Oh, the points go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still mad.
I rated a little bit. Though. I rated
it
a little bit because it's like a lot of people are working their job, but they like to travel. So like they get out, especially in Toronto.
It's
In
okay,
Toronto,
okay.
Like if you
really
see,
do.
you know
Okay,
those, when those girls used to take the
I got a
pictures behind the
question.
Nobu signs.
Yeah.
Like
or
imagine
the,
you see one of those in the highlights.
or the,
you're just like,
the Akira stairwell.
Nah.
Or the Nobu wallpaper.
Yeah.
You know
I
it's what
that.
happens on vacation, right? When people go on vacation, you're away from home.
yeah.
No one's watching you. You could do whatever you want. There's too much.
Yo, I feel like people do that in Toronto though. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like, no one
I
really
feel
gives
you,
a
but
shit.
like in Toronto, someone might see you from.
Nah,
Yeah.
Toronto,
You
you'll
know
get
what I'm
caught
saying?
up in mix up though for no
Exactly.
reason.
So
You'll get
if
caught
you're
up, it
out
happens.
and about, no one knows you know you're doing what you want.
Brother, you know I went to Jamaica last year, 2025, and you know how much people I've seen from Toronto? Like I don't think
When'd
it's
you
one-
go?
I went to you know what's funny? I went a little bit after you guys because I see you guys
Word,
did a
word.
vlog.
Yeah, for Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival. Yeah, I went probably like end of me. I don't even remember.
But it's
Sometimes-
Toronto, Jamaica. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna see half the city.
Yeah, but yo, trust me.
Or their relatives. Like,
Facts.
Facts.
But yeah, no, you see, like even when I went to Cuba, you meet people from Toronto everywhere, bro.
Like you could tell.
Yeah, so like I don't think it's one of those ones you can go do something and then like it may not be known. Like, bro, there's always a Toronto man somewhere.
Somewhere
That's
lurk.
interesting.
Iced up, yeah. I see.
I was in Jamaica like September, and like they know. I remember it was like Canada, Brampton. They know like the little cities. They know Mississauga.
yeah,
They
yeah.
pronounce
Oh,
it
yeah.
properly.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
No, I feel like Canada, Toronto has kind of been on the map as of like the last probably 5 to 6 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just Toronto. Like, all
Yeah,
the-
that's why I have to say Canada, bro. It's not even just Toronto, but like, yeah,
just Ontario.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
what's your stance on the whole
Yeah, the social media
For better or for
situation.
worse.
Yeah.
It depends how you look at it. Better in the sense that you could reach a lot more people. You could go to
Yeah.
wherever you want to do. So like you'll always get more reach.
If your
right?
wifey's in Indonesia, like
there you
it's
never
Facts.
know, right? You
closes
never
the
know.
gap.
It
You know,
closes the
she's
gap.
in Thailand. You know, you could DM her.
You got the
Or,
passport. You're
maybe
good, you
maybe
know?
it's like maybe it's a catfish. You never know too.
But that's why you have FaceTime. You FaceTime that.
Social media makes the world smaller. That's a fact.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
most definitely.
But I think in terms of dating standards, I think it's definitely inflated it for sure. It's like, oh, you might look at something and be like, oh, but it depends on your partner, right? Like again, if they're not superficial, be like, all right, we could go to a small restaurant, be fine. Little dates here, there, little gifts here, there. There's no unrealistic expectations. I feel like it's the unrealistic expectation in terms of planning for your future with a person. Like if you're like 4 or 5 years in, and she go ask you like, are we going to get married? You wasting my time.
I
I
didn't
think
wanna,
that's reasonable.
yeah, I did want to ask you guys a question. Do you think social media raised people's expectations?
Oh, for
like,
sure.
For like dates
sure.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
dates,
Yeah, like dates or like how a person should be treating you.
like I think it. I don't know. I think it started a lot of stupid conversations. You know, I feel like there's a lot of arguing in bad faith, and then there's like reality.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like the way that there's this like, you know, if you want to even have access to my time, it's like a $300 date minimum, and you gotta send a black truck. Like, and then there's on the opposite side, it's like, you know, okay, I took her out. That means I get to hit that night. Like, I think that's like a very crude exaggeration, you know? Like, I do feel like people are a little bit more normal than like these online dating discussions and these $200 dates. Like, when should you hit? Should you sit in the back seat if his mom comes in the front? Like, I don't, like, you know, all these types of things, you know?
Type of
Yeah,
thing
but
no one
that's-
really cares about in reality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It throws it off.
And then you see, like, you know, or whatever, Shorty's like profile page, and it's an atlas and everything like that, and it just makes it seem a certain way. She probably isn't isn't getting flown out to all of those places. She probably likes to travel. She might have a work job that allows her to travel, and she's taking pictures to make it seem like she's getting
can't get
flown
over
out
it.
as an
There's too much.
influencer.
There's too much
have a flight
questions.
attendant
There's too much
friend.
variables that mean
variables.
cheat.
Yeah, there's too much questions. There's too much random variables that you don't know. So it's like for me, I sometimes
You're not
I
trying
won't
to
pay
take that
attention
risk.
to it. Most of the time, you're not paying attention to it just because you want to do what you do.
Yeah.
But in the back of your mind, it puts something there that I don't like.
I feel like you as a man.
Them are doing this though too. With the traveling and being luxurious and like stepping out the car.
That's a different effect
though.
That's a different effect on women though, because women want to see you doing that. As men, I don't think we want to see women.
But we
doing
also
that
you want someone that's nice too, right?
You don't want to see like, what do you mean though? Like you don't want to see your woman like posting pictures.
But it's not your woman yet, though.
It's not your woman yet though. But at the same time, like okay,
how you gonna find her though?
Shorty
posting nice pictures, and then you get with her, then you want her to stop posting the nice pictures. That's the reason that you were attracted to her in the first place.
Exactly.
But yo,
See,
you know what I think sometimes?
balance.
I think I overheard this on the internet somewhere. I don't remember where. Where it's like a guy will look at that and be like, "Yo, this girl's too expensive for me."
Yo, I'm not.
I think a lot of guys have that same
I've had that
sentiment,
feeling.
right? Like that's why I mentioned like the whole Nobu.
I try and get out of
thing
it, but that's a real thing for
It's like
sure.
yo, you look at it, it's like yo, this girl's go to Nobu, walking around with Gucci bags and all that stuff.
There's
Like,
that thing that you got to date within your price range too,
For sure,
right? Like
for
if you
sure.
know that that's the person, like Clyde said, you don't want to take them out of that. That's not your place
mind
to take them
you,
out.
I met a girl that has like the atlas of like highlights, and she was like she was super sweet, down to
That's what I'm
earth.
saying. You
So
know,
like I
really judge
agree
it
with
off
some
of
of
that.
what you're
Yeah.
seeing, but it's like yo, it's like he was also saying there's so much variables that it's like hard to tell what's real and what's fake.
Yeah, absolutely. You know where I think social media really makes all of this like very difficult is the access.
Yeah.
We are not built to have access like this to this many people all the time. When you're in your relationship, like when our parents and stuff were in relationships, like they go to work and they don't talk to each other the whole time until they come back to work. Nowadays, you're in a relationship, you're texting all throughout the day, all throughout the work day. When you go home, if you're not seeing each other that day,
FaceTime.
like, you know, you've got your location, you know, you have access to their social media, like. Personally, like I'm not one of those people. Like I'm not trying to go through my girl's phone or anything like that, or have her location on top. Like that's too much access. I don't think we're built for that. You know.
Yeah.
And I also don't like. Relationship relies on like trust and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think all that kind of indicates a lack of trust or insecurity, right? Like if you feel like you need to have access to so many things that feel like a lack of privacy, in my opinion, you know? I also think that that's me, though, too. There might be people where it's like that works for them. They're no stone unturned. Yes, I have your password for every single thing. There's no ironclad, I see and
So I
hear
have
everything.
a personal question for you. Do you think you need your girl's location?
I personally don't feel like I need it, no.
Okay.
You shouldn't be with someone if you have.
And the
to feel
thing
like
is,
that.
if I felt like I needed it, that is almost enough for me to kind of think this shouldn't
Exactly.
work out.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Okay.
Like, you ever came to a man as a man?
Oh,
Pause.
Nah.
That sounded crazy still.
But you know how women,
How do you know my girl?
you know how women say, "I'm gonna come to you as a woman" or something like that. It's kind of the same thing. If you've ever felt. If that thought has ever crossed your mind, if you've ever had the little inkling, it's kind of like, all right.
Right. I just look at him like, yo, I'm not keeping it P anymore and stuff. I'm not keeping it player no more. Like, if I really feel that way, like, yo, I'm not really secure in the situation, secure in the relationship with the girl, right? So
You feel like, all right, if I just go through her, if I just see this one conversation thread,
what's
if I
the-
just
Nah,
read
that's
that,
gonna
what's-
fuck
what's-
your.
if
That's
you
gonna
feel
fuck
like
your
you need to
mind
do
up.
that, you're done.
Don't
You're
do
already
it. Don't
in
do
the
it.
trenches. GG.
Yeah, no,
you're good.
facts.
game over still.
Nah.
We do talk about a lot of bullshit, but we do talk about a lot of real shit. Let's talk about it. How's everybody's mental health?
Shit, smooth right now, man. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm just looking forward to what the new year has to bring. You know, we got a lot of plans, a lot of things to put in motion. I'm just excited to get that shit rolling. You know, so yeah, my mental health is great right now.
You?
I'd say my mental health is decent today. Today, like, you know, I was excited coming in here too. And it's new year, trajectory's big and everything. Things are working, like, you know, shaping up in life and everything as well. But like, I do think, you know, I don't know how you guys, because it's the beginning of the year, right? I don't know how you guys feel about Christmas. If you guys are like big Christmas people or like love celebrating those holidays, or like, you know, you look forward to it, because some people that's like almost their personality, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like growing up, I had a lot of like shitty Christmases, you know, or I had a lot of Christmases that I feel like we just pretended there wasn't Christmas that year and stuff like that. And then there's also just the inkling of like it getting colder. And you know, seasons change.
Yeah.
J. Cole got that line, like, you know, niggas hate it when the seasons change, you know?
Yeah,
Like, you know, more bills and everything like that. And I don't know like what kind of family you guys come from and everything. Like if you guys are givers, if you know, things like that, like you feel compelled to like do something nice for everybody in your family, you know? And sometimes that like if you're whatever circumstances or whatever, that could be like difficult, you know? And I feel like I had a lot of those types of Christmases growing up. So like Christmas can naturally have that sort of effect. And even this year, it was like, it was crazy. I got, you know, like my girl, my brother's got like 3 kids and everything like that. So it's a lot of gifts and a lot of running around and everything. And it's obviously worth like, you know, this year is perfect seeing like, you know, my niece and nephews open like gifts and everything like that. It's very precious and everything. But like, the work and everything that goes up to that, like it can remind me of a time where that was like, oh, I dreaded Christmas, bro.
Yeah.
I used to hate Christmas. So it's almost something I'm still unlearning, and like coming out of all that, like just the Christmas season, it's like, that was fine, right? Like, we're still here. I'm checking my bank account every day. Like, yeah, that was rough, but we're okay. Like, we budgeted for it. Everything's cool, right? Like, there was a time where this was a tumultuous time, you know?
I feel like you gotta prepare for Christmas though. Like months in advance, you gotta prepare for Christmas. This is what I gotta do. This is what I gotta save. This is what everybody's gift is gonna be. So when Christmas comes, you can survive it.
Yeah. And I did that this year and everything, but it still felt like a sense of anxiety, you know, the whole time. And even like it being done, there's like a sense of relief. And I'm a little like, I don't want to be relieved that Christmas is over like that. I would rather be able to enjoy and just really pour myself into this, where it's not something I dread. It's not something that needs relief, you know? So like, I feel like that's something I could work on.
Yeah.
Facts.
Delux, how's your mental health?
I appreciate when Clyde said about the unlearning. I feel like for me, my mental health, like I'm doing really great. I feel like from 2025 to 2026, a lot of it had to be like unlearning a lot of things that when you were younger, it was normal, right? Yep. So like even with the holiday times, it's like, okay, like getting used to like, but we didn't really, we celebrate Christmas, but like now it's kind of like we're all grown now. So everybody got their own things. Yeah, we really show up for like our parents, really, I think. Just giving them what they wanted, you know. It's really insightful when you're like as kids, kind of like providing for your parents a little bit, because you know how hard they went for you when you're younger. So now at your age, you give back.
Yeah,
and kind of be like, you know,
You get to be full circle, yeah.
The full circle kind of moment. So I feel like we've had that, and I feel like both our parents are in a greater spot now.
That's amazing.
To answer my own question, I'm amazing right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This year, it literally just started, but it's been a roller coaster.
Damn, niggas 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Been on a 3-day roller coaster.
No, honestly,
We're still on the third day.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it literally just started, but like a lot of stuff has happened. Like, even like personally, like my basement flooded. Like, literally the day after. Or like I heard like this person that used to be like a very important pillar in my community, he passed away, right? So like I said, like there's my mental health is good, but at the same time, like it's just been like a lot of like kind of bad stuff has happened, but like I'm kind of prepared for these type of stuff.
You're
right?
persevering.
Like, yeah, most definitely, right? So it's
You're not
like,
getting over it. You're getting through it.
I like how you said that. Yeah,
Because that's where we're human beings. We don't get over things, you know? Like things register, we have memories, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like to persevere is getting through it. Like,
and I find that like even with me, sometimes it's kind of hard to process how I feel about certain things. So like even when I was saying I was getting over it, like you said, getting through it, right? So it's like taking the time to actually process how I feel about like these little things that happen. But like I said, it's been a roller coaster, so it's hard to process things when it happens. But honestly, I'm like in a good mental space. I'm working through all the pitfalls and stuff, and I'm happy to even be here because this is like the first episode of the new year, and to have yourself be on here, like this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like I've been seeing what you've been doing and stuff with Mucho, Tresor, and Zoe, and like it's been amazing. So yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. But on the topic of mental health, how do you take care of your mental health while creating and showing up for others?
goddamn. How do I take care of my mental health while being a creator and showing up for others? Man, you know, I feel like 10 years ago now, I was like diagnosed with bipolar 2, you know? And like I feel like that was like a very pivotal part of like my mental health journey and everything. And that like can we restart?
Yeah.
Like,
So I'll ask
can we
the
restart
question-
the answer to this question? Yeah, can you ask the question one more
So
time?
yeah, I'll ask the question one more time for you. You take a moment. But how do you take care of your mental health while consistently creating and showing up for others?
God damn. It's a mouthful there. Creating and
So you're creating, but you're also showing up for others. So how do you take care of your mental health while being that type of person?
yeah. And, you know, I feel like it's something we talked about earlier, too. Just being able to navigate, like, you know, multitasking and doing all these things. And this, like, what you're asking is something I've struggled with for, like, a long time, you know? Because I feel like maybe, and I think it's something that men do more so where we kind of compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
Which you almost just said about, too. Like, you're not sometimes you don't have the time to, like, process things as it happens. So, like, you almost go in your brain and you find like a really dark shelf that you almost like got lost trying to find, you know, and then you put that thing there and you're like, hey, I'm gonna forget where I put this.
I do that sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Where it's like, yo, sometimes I'll go through something and I'm just like, oh, well, I'm not gonna deal with it right now, and then I never end up dealing with it. Like it's just there somewhere, like you said, on a shelf, right? But it is important to take time for yourself and unpack these things.
And like about 10 years ago, I got like a mental health diagnosis, you know, for like bipolar, and I was like, you know, they were giving me all these different medications and stuff, and like was doing therapy, and it just like wasn't really landing for me, you know, like it just the medication aspect or whatever. Therapy is great, but like I feel like maybe I wasn't applying myself like the way that I should have, like at the time. So I think what I did ultimately was just kind of throw myself into like work, you know, throw myself into your pursuit and like your grind and all that. And it's like, I say that that's what I did, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd encourage that, you know?
I feel like everybody handles things differently, right? Like if you know you can manage doing that in like a healthy manner, then do it. But like if you hyper focus on work and you don't take care of yourself, then
burnout. Crazy.
burnout, or it's just physically.
Because like I feel like I've had relationships and friendships that have like ended at the expense of mismanaging that, you know? So like I don't know if I have like a solution or a silver bullet for like these types of things, but I just think that like you gotta have vices that are like healthy, more or less.
All right, so I have a question for you. You said you've been diagnosed 10 years ago, and this is something that you're currently going through. From 10 years till now, what would you say is the best way you learned how to deal with what you're going through? Or you're still like, don't have a concrete answer? No?
No. Like I do, but I'm trying to figure out how to make it not as simple in one word, but sleep.
Sleep, rest.
You know, in
that
that
simple as that.
in that whole like chilling the fuck out. Bro.
Yeah,
like
no.
but like not just that, not just laying there or whatever, because you may just lay there trying to sleep and you'll be stressed or whatever the whole time. Like finding ways to be able to actually chill.
So
calm,
like
like take your mind off of things. Like I think right now, like I really disappear into things. Like I hate like people that put things on while they're doing things. Like I'm not really a person like that.
I'm one of those people.
I can't lie. I have like 3 things going on at once.
See me, like I like to put on the one thing and just tunnel vision my way into that one thing.
So
I
you
think
get lost in things a lot, pretty much.
I disappear into things and like escapism into like into a lot of different things. I don't reply to texts for a long time and shit like that. So like that's I think that's why I'm saying these things, and I'm not necessarily encouraging it, but I understand that it worked for me. And the things that did work, that like I'm like, okay, let's keep that. Let's be able to have like your little, you know, your thing that you disappear into, your show, your movie or whatever at the end of work or whatever, but like let's still be present, you know? Let's not like don't rot, you know? I used to do a lot of that, just kind of just bed rot sort of shit, you know, like not even get out of bed type of shit. So like get up and move, you know, do things. And like I think that works for your mental health, community, socially, like just doing things that sometimes you may not want to do, but you have to, like, because they're important for the upkeep of your health. for the upkeep. You know, if you got friends, community and stuff, you may have to go to their events and shit sometimes when you don't want to. But that's the cost of community, right?
I feel like that's like
being
the social
inconvenienced.
battery thing.
Yeah.
Not having the social battery to be around people, but sometimes you never know what being in that situation can bring.
Yeah. I'd also say like accountability too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of woe is me that goes along with like these types of feelings, right? And you can be woe is me, especially when some bad shit has been done to you or, you know, you've experienced something bad, but like you got to take accountability for like your contribution to those issues.
Yeah, your role. I know what you played into that role.
You know, or if you're continuing to perpetuate it and things like that, I think there's a lot of people that could do a lot more for themselves, right? And I feel like I was a person in a lot of those scenarios where it was like I was making it harder for myself, you know? And I think being transparent and honest with yourself and shit like that, being able to see yourself objectively to an extent when it comes to your struggles and everything is a big part of being able to navigate it mentally in a healthy way, you know?
Okay. I mean, let's go down the room, right? How do you handle being a creative and showing up for others? Like, how does that affect your mental health?
How does that affect my mental health?
Yeah.
Showing up for others and being a creative.
Or let me re-ask the question. How do you take care of your mental health while consistently creating and showing up for others?
Man, yeah, plenty of like you said, you gotta rest. This is the main thing. Yeah. Because without the rest, you start going all over the place too much, you know, and stressing yourself out for no reason sometimes. I don't know. I feel like you gotta be selfish a little bit.
Yeah. I like that.
You gotta be slightly selfish because if you can't take care of yourself, how are you gonna take care of anybody else, right? Exactly. So it all starts with you. And once you kind of get a hang of that and figure out a balance, okay, I need me time. I need time for everybody else. I need time to work. I need time for, kind of schedule yourself out. Yeah, and that kind of helps me kind of schedule everything, put everything in a box. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I say for me, I related to another point you said was when you throw yourself into the work. Mm-hmm. And I feel like for me, like I study like psychotherapy now, right? A lot of that was I try to figure out who I am without the work. And that was really hard because I was like, for many years, defining who I am without the events, the going out and about, being a main person that someone talked to. And I was just like, even when I show up in like, even in my dating life and stuff like that, I was just like, who am I outside of this mask I've created, right? And for me, showing up was just like trying to bit by bit, just like try to process different emotions. Like, and it was a journey, to be honest, because sometimes my day to day, I'll have an answer for everything, but then someone talks, like my partner will talk to me about emotions. I'm like, I'm like right now, and I get stumped. And then there's that little like shame is like, oh, if I put my mask on, I can answer that question, no problem. But I don't want to be that with you. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to fake that with you. And that's the part where they'll be like, oh, you don't have the answer. You don't know what. And then it's like, give me the mask then.
Right? It's great. Sometimes you do gotta fake it.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the vulnerable. It's unfortunate. I feel like that's really something that even studying psychotherapy, even going to therapy, and even just being in like a dating world kind of thing. It's like it's really hard, right?
Yeah. I would have to say for me, just how I be a creative and also support others is a bit of being selfish, managing my emotions, and trying to be able to put myself out there to support my friends when they actually truly need to be.
I feel that. I resonate
supported.
with that.
Sometimes I'm not always there, but like sometimes I even call my friends and just check in and ask them how they're doing and stuff, right? Because like I think that's important. Like certain people like go through stuff on the day to day that we don't even talk about, but like once you really ask them how they're doing, they start to peel back those layers and actually have a conversation with you, and then you can tell like they really wanted to talk, but like they just
no one asked.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah. Like I have one homie, and like sometimes bro, I don't hear from this guy for months, and then I call him and we just actually start talking about some stuff. Like I'll go past, I'll talk about my like whatever I'm going through, and he'll do the same thing, and then we're on the phone for like 2 hours talking about just shit that we just haven't spoke about amongst anybody, right? So no, I think it's very important, but I think I'm rambling now, so this is the part.
I don't think you are. You're making. I'm resonating with everything. You're saying.
I appreciate it, but no, we were running out of time, and I always hate to do this, but no, you're not gonna ask one more question. You're not asking one more question.
One more question. Last question.
We'll be efficient.
Quick. 2 options, right? You got a high
Yo, bro, I'm gonna strangle this guy.
high
one of
amount
these days, bro.
of wealth or lose health, or you got a great amount of health and you lose your wealth.
To what extent of bad health are we talking about here?
Imagine fucked up. Imagine fucked up. Like I'm a millionaire.
Am I like wheelchair?
Yeah, like
Do
like,
I need to just take a bunch of pills every day and maybe an
let's say-
injection?
yeah, you need assistance.
Can I
but-
drink?
But you're wealthy
I need
as fuck.
assistance.
You need assistance. But you're
there's
wealthy
half
as
the
fuck.
money right there.
But you have, but no, like you're endlessly rich though. Like
Endlessly rich?
yeah,
But you're fucked
Endlessly
but you're fucked up.
up. Like damn, you can't be in the club fucked up and shit.
But like I got enough money to like invent a new
Yeah, you could function, like you could function, do your thing, but you're fucked up. Like you might have like you might walk and it hurts or something. Or you could just be amazing health, like you don't get sick, nothing. You're the strongest, you're the best of the best, but you're broke.
Do I have the capacity to not be broke? Can I become rich? Can I work?
hard.
Nah, because
Yo, so I'm always be
if you
broke.
get if you make money, you're gonna lose your health. If you
I know a lot of
you
men
know
that
what I'm
are
saying?
great at things, but they're just not making it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the point that this question is trying to make.
As soon as you start making more, the more money you make, your health goes down, and the better health you get, the more your money goes down. So which one? What end of the spectrum would you
There's
rather
a
be
Mortal
on?
Kombat fight style going on in my head between health is wealth, and I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Those two phrases are whooping each other's ass in my head right now. Oh my god! All right, and I think health is wealth is winning right now. Yeah, I think they're the victor.
Okay. It's time to wrap up. Stop to wrap up.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's a good way to end.
My guys.
Well, before I wrap up, there's anything that you want the people to look out for in the future?
Relentless Diaries, Wednesday mornings. We'll be there every week moving forward. I think we're starting on the 14th this year. So look out for that. Look out for new merch. We're going to be doing a live show soon. Patreon dropping soon as well, too. So lots of fun things, guests, everything leveling up. And I want people to look out for y'all as well.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
want people to look out
Yo,
for
we're
y'all.
upcoming, bro. You gotta stop
this-
sleeping on us, man.
This isn't rap, like we're not all, like podcasting. I think is like, the community that we're all building and fostering is an important thing. It's where the world's heading. It's where the media culture and everything is. So like, us doing this, I think is very important. And I think like y'all need to get your flowers because the
Appreciate
production, the YouTube, the thumbnails and everything, like
Appreciate that,
the
man.
camaraderie, the chemistry, all that shit means a lot. And I'm like a podcast. Like I love podcasts. Pod or die. Podcast.
Yeah.
We run.
Yeah.
Podcast. We run
Get
my
out of
life.
shirt, eh?
Yeah, I might have to steal that one in it. But
Look out for y'all too.
yeah. It's been a pleasure having you, man. This has been Maybe It Gets Better podcast. What's your socials?
Yeah.
Socials. Clyde Smith. CLYX Smith. Yeah, I gotta get a better official government one for that. And at the Relentless Diaries. Follow us, check us out, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff.
Yeah, Maybe It Gets Better podcast powered by Stay Hungry Network. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yep. Maybe it
Yes.
gets better.